now, so I decided to get a stream in, before I call it a day, night, whatever you want to call it. Just got off of work. Um, so, after, um, well, I'm supposed to be off. I don't think I'm gonna be doing any overtime today, but I'm gonna prepare myself, for tomorrow. Like I say, can't wait to get on the plane. And I just want to say something. This is just real talk. When you guys get a chance, subscribe to the homie World Combat Sports WCS. Um, he does a lot of streams. He don't do too many videos. Like he do more streams than he does videos. Um more about doing videos, but I've converted to doing more streams since people wanted me to do more streams. So, and it's little and it's more convenient to just do a stream, just take a picture and, basically uh use it as a, avatar and just basically start talking and basically recording videos and editing the videos and loading the videos, So basically, I just wanted to, try this out a little bit more. And the live videos seem to be doing very well for the channel, but I'm going to continue to put out regular videos, more so on the weekend versus trying to do them like during the week because I'm just real busy during the week. So I'm going to be doing more streams. But once again, when you get a chance, subscribe to World Combat Sports. He out of the ATL. That's my guy. So, he got one of the best um, platforms out there. Real informative, and he be kicking facts and he not afraid to hold back and he not afraid to ether somebody like me. Which y'all know I'm pretty good at ethering people when they come for me, or just people in general. But like I said, last 2 weeks have been very interesting, but as well as predictable. Oh, I'm gonna speak on that. I'm gonna touch on all that. I'm gonna touch on. Don't worry, I'm gonna touch on all that tomorrow or Sunday. I'm gonna touch on all that because Saturday I'm gonna be like headed to the airport because I got to get to Arizona. I'm gonna go cover the Valdez Noravate fight. Noravate fight. I don't know whatever the hell his name is, but yeah, I'm gonna speak on. I'm gonna speak on all that because Bud, based off the lengthy interview he did, you could just make a lot of different videos, do a lot of different segment videos on some of the stuff that he discussed. But that's why I'm here to talk about Bud for, the time being, till I get tired. but but nevertheless, well, unfortunately, it's a shame, I love my people so much and I, defend my people to the fullest. But at the same time, it's funny. I try to look out for my people, but then my people don't look out for me a lot of times because they sit up here and they ostracize, certain media, if they don't follow a script or, if they don't sit up there kissing up to them and like they want them to, or the fighters, they get, extremely emotional and then they call and tell, hey, I don't want this dude at my fight and all this kind of stuff. But it is what it is. But I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue to be an unapologetic, proud black man, and I'm gonna still, take up for my people. But at the same time, I'm gonna ether them when I have to. Like I said, I meant every word I said about the Charlo brothers. They are two of the fakest grandstanding Negroes I ever seen in my life. Talk all that big boy stuff. Love trying to get all animated with brothers, but then you got one talking about he want to press charges allegedly against Caleb Planter. Like I said, the other one always be huffing and puffing and be talking all that Billy Bad stuff, but then he didn't got slapped just like his brother. He got slapped by Jared Hurd and he didn't do nothing. Like I said, hey, if they had been in Alabama, they would have been helped. If they had been in Alabama when that stuff was going down, they would have been helping. Hey, the Charlo brothers, if they was in Alabama when that fight started, they would have been helping the white people. Instead of the black people, they would have been fighting all the black people because them the only ones they got smoke for. And like, well, Bud earned everything. Bud earned everything he got. He worked hard for it. He put in the work. Like at the end of the day, a lot of people was just shocked by the outcome because Shy News said it best. The thing is about the PBC versus Top Rank, which Top Rank has gotten better at promoting their roster. A lot of people complain about how Top Rank was marketing some of their fighters, but they've done a better job. I will say that Evan Korn and Top Rank and Co, they've done a better job at marketing their fighters, making them more mainstream. Shakur Stevenson is putting in the work also. He making himself available. He's talking to the media and stuff. And at the end of the day, a lot of people held grudges against Terence Crawford. And I'm glad Terence Crawford spoke on all that stuff. You holding grudges against me because I might not do an interview with you. And like I said before, I can't make nobody interview with me. I can't. Now, at the end of the day, it is, I do feel it should be common courtesy both ways. It should be common courtesy both ways. If a dude say, hey, I'm not talking right now, I'm not doing no interviews, if he say it in a respectful manner, hey, that's cool. But like, my thing is, it comes with the territory. If I see you at an event that's tied to boxing and I'm trying to interview you, you shouldn't be shocked that I'm trying to interview you, because that's what I'm here to do. When I'm credentialed for a fight, when Top Rank or Matchroom or whoever credentialed me for a fight, that's what I'm there to do. I'm there to cover the fight. Cover a fight means, taking pictures, do an interview. That's what Top Rank expect me to do. So my thing is, okay, if you're going to come to an event, a public outing, especially a boxing match, you got to understand there's going to be people that's going to want to interview you. I feel like you don't have to just flat out ignore somebody. You could just say, hey, you can say something quick and keep walking, but people have to understand when they come to a public outing like a boxing event, they got to understand media is going to be there. Now, it's kind of funny how some of these celebrities used to turn their nose up at YouTubers and all that kind of stuff, but now they're doing YouTube. They were making fun of people that did YouTube and all that kind of stuff, but now they didn't went to YouTube because they feel like that was the best outlet for them to basically tell their side of the story when certain situations are going on in their life. And I feel like, okay, that's fine. You have a right to do that. But that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But the thing is, if they do it, just shrug me off, I'll just brush my shoulders off and just keep pushing. I'm not going to sit up there and just continue to be mad and all that kind of stuff. I'll move on. Now, the reason why I feel the way I feel about the Charlo brothers, because I done just seen incident after incident, and they probably don't give a damn what I think, just like I don't give a damn what they think. I done seen incident after incident where these dudes are going off on media, threatening people, threatening people's lives, just disrespecting people, going out of their way to disrespect people. Like I said, when they did the thing with Blue Blood, that was like the last straw. I was like, oh man, I'm so cool. I'm so cool with them. And then some of the other stuff that they did, when they was basically dissing people that I was, affiliated with, but at the same time, them dudes didn't say nothing. They didn't respond. But they got all it, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I started to fall back from certain people. You got all this smoke for Terence Crawford, who ain't never dissed your organization, but Charlo did diss your organization, and you didn't say nothing. You didn't respond. You didn't say nothing. You just sitting up behind the scenes talking about F that dude. But then you can make every video in the world about Terence Crawford. Like I said, at the end of the day, you dummies blew up Terence Crawford. You fell for it. You dummies blew up Terence Crawford. Y'all kept that man's name in y'all mouth. So y'all helped blow up Terence Crawford. So you got the job done. All them videos where you were sitting up there going in on Terence Crawford, you helped elevate this dude. You helped make him a hot commodity. You helped prove that he should have got paid more than what they was originally offering him, which they wasn't really trying to make that fight unless it was absolutely necessary. And it got to the point to where basically Showtime told the PBC that they better make that fight, because basically they had nowhere to go. And Showtime was the only network that was willing to deal with the PBC. But I'm going to tell you the difference between the PBC and Top Rank. You have to be honest with you. You have to be honest with yourself, and I have to be honest with the people. And this doesn't come out from me, and this doesn't come out or come from me having a vendetta against the PBC and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to lie. I have issues with them, but it doesn't mean I don't like their fighters or some of their fighters, because I did a couple of interviews with Sean. I did interviews with PBC fighters. I just don't like how the people at the top be treating black media, and they know that black media is being mistreated. Now, before somebody come on here and talk about, because one dude, he tried to bring up Mike Coppinger when I said that the PBC been dogging out black media, and then he had the audacity to try to bring up Mike Coppinger. Mike Coppinger ain't got nothing to do with me. His situation ain't got nothing to do with my situation. Now, I'm going to say this about Mike Coppinger. This is the honest to God truth. I've met Mike Coppinger. He always speaks to me when he sees me. You know, I'll shake his hand, give him a pound. He gives me information and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I know he didn't get along with, with the mental midget, but Mike Coppinger has tried to help people. So he's helped people. As you guys know, I've interviewed Mike Coppinger. So, you know, Mike Coppinger, he ain't a bad person, because he always speaks to me when he sees me. I say, hey, Mike, what's going on? And he shakes my hand. I give him a pound, and I'll just ask him, hey, man, you got something for me? And he'll say, what's up? He'll tell me this, tell me that. He may say, hey, you know, I can tell you this. You didn't get, you know, it is what it is. Mike Coppinger not a bad person. Like I said before, y'all know I've been doing this for a while. So I've been doing this for a while. So I know all them people. They all know who I am. That's why they was puzzled. Everybody kept asking me, why ain't you getting into PBC events? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Everybody. I didn't have people say, hey, well, I'm going to speak to them and seek it. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm not going to keep begging them to let me into their events. They don't want me there. Then fine. I go keep begging them. But see, there you have it. But then, you know, at the end of the day, you see people don't be calling them out and stuff. But they always got something to say about Matchroom. They got something to say about Top Rank. I mean, call them all out. I didn't call Top Rank out on some of the stuff they did and some of their politics back in the day. But I will say this much: as far as Top Rank going, you hearing this from me, and you know man, I'm as black as they come. I'll put it to you this way: Top Rank had more black media at their events than any of these other media outlets. What was so funny, when Arthur Beterbiev fought Joe Smith Jr. last year, which I thought was funny, it was more black media there than it was non-black media. I found that kind of funny. Same thing with Shakur Stevenson. When Shakur Stevenson fought Jamel Herring in Atlanta, man, it looked like it. Hey, I truly felt that I was in Atlanta, because it was primarily nothing but black media at that event. So I just have to tell the truth. But then you had these cornballs like spreading this notion and talking all this stuff about, you know, Top Rank and they supposed to be this anti-black organization, but then nobody says nothing about the PBC. But I can assure you, here's the thing. You got to look. Here's the thing, and this is why you should listen to these cornballs that sit up talking stuff behind their computers. Here's the thing. I don't have 200,000 subscribers. I don't have 100,000 subscribers, but I'm still getting credentialed. You know why? because Top Rank go by work ethic. They go by work ethic. You know, I'll talk to Evan Corrin at least once a month. I text him. He texts me every once in a while. He didn't tell me. He say, like he told me straight up. They like the work that I do. I went to an event and I put up 20 videos. One day at work. Who do you know that does that? But then you always hear this BS from the PBC about, oh, you need to have this type of following. You need to have this many people following you and all this stuff. They'll try, but then I seen them give a credential to a dude that had about the same amount of subs as I did, but he got credentialed. Hey, do me a favor. Somebody block this troll, this Ty Banks dude. He a cornball. He probably somebody that worked with Floyd Mayweather, but I already knew Floyd Mayweather watched my videos, and I could say whatever the hell I want to say. And that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. See how emotional these dudes is? Now, as you guys know, y'all know that I'm not no big Lomachenko fan, right? Everybody knows that. I do not like Lomachenko whatsoever because I haven't forgot what he did when he was sitting up there laughing and jumping up and down about Adonis Stevenson getting carried out in a stretcher and being put in a coma. But I went to town on Vasil Lomachenko. But did Top Rank say, oh man, we don't like what you said about Lomachenko? They watch my videos. You think they figure like this? If I'm talking about the dude, I'm keeping them relevant. But that's the thing. The PBC dudes, they sit up there, they cry, they act like everybody got to sit up there and kiss their ass. Not gonna do it. No, I already know. Listen. Listen. Listen, I've been saying this about Lomachenko for years, and I stand on what I said. Lomachenko is overrated as hell. He overrated as hell. He never was the number one consistent pound per pound fighter. Never. He was never number one pound per pound. He was a bit of a hype job. Don't get me wrong. Lomachenko got skills. He didn't won. You know, at the end of the day, it's boxing. It's about styles. It's about training regimens. It's about, you know, boxing truly comes down to styles. Even though when he fought Gary Russell Jr., that fight wasn't a blowout like how people made it out to be. Keep in mind, he won a majority decision. And Gary Russell Jr. flat out knocked Lomachenko down in that fight. Flat out knocked him down. And they waved it off. It was a flat out knockdown. Had they called it a knockdown, then Gary Russell Jr. would have got probably a draw versus Lomachenko. But styles make fights. You can make an argument Lomachenko should have 4 losses. Okay. So I'm just saying. Well, that's what they do, Damien. I already told you they was going to start mascot. I don't pay these dudes no mind. I don't pay these dudes no mind because that's what they want to do. I'm going to say this once again. And see, that's the thing. How come these dudes don't be never matchmaking for Canelo? But they always try to tell Terence Crawford who he should fight. How come? Why don't Errol Spence go fight Boots? But then again, you know, at the end of the day, that's what these dudes was all about. They was about pushing the agenda. They call themselves trying to be pro-black, but then they was anti-black when it came to Terence Crawford. And then they can't even, and then the thing is, a lot of these dudes are such cowards about it. Like I said before, Terence Crawford said the same thing. Listen, man, it's okay to be a fan of somebody, but then when you resort to like having personal attacks against people, bringing up stuff that don't got nothing to do with boxing, then you didn't cross the line. It's okay if you wanted Errol Spence to win, but when you started like Terence Crawford, now let me tell you what's gonna happen. These dudes are like leeches. You know, they sort of like leeches. They will latch on to you and suck all the blood out of you until you of use to them no more, and then they either fall off or they have to find somewhere else to go. So now, like I say, Boots is the new hot boy that they rallying behind and saying that's what they love to do. They love to matchmake for Terence Crawford, but they don't never tell none of these non-black fighters who they should fight. They never demanded that Triple G fight black fighters. But they always sitting up here trying to tell Terence, and that's why Terence Crawford feel the way he feel about these dudes. But like I said before, they can sit up here and talk all this stuff about top rank Toby and all this kind of stuff. And Errol Spence got what was coming to him as far as the karma go, or should I say his fanboys. Because keep in mind, they were calling Terence Crawford a coon and an Uncle Tom and all this stuff. And talking about he shouldn't have signed with Top Rank, re-signed. Why he had what? Like I said, why are you niggas worried about what promotional company that somebody signed to? Like you on their payroll. I told you I don't mascot for none of these dudes, though. I'm not gonna ever tell nobody what promotional company to sign with, because at the end of the day, my job is just to be media, cover fights, and leave it at that. You sit up here and campaign and cheerlead for the PBC, but then you hear about how the PBC treat people, in particularly that look like them, the top wigs. I done met all them people at the PBC. I done met not Al. I done met, the guy that they thought was Al Heyman, Sam. And Sam is cool. I done met Sylvia. I done met her husband. They seem to be nice people and stuff, but at the same time, they know this stuff is going on. They know what the media company be doing to these black media outlets. They know about some of the stuff that Kelly Swanson be doing and how Kelly Swanson treat people. Al, for people, and don't come on here and say maybe Al don't know what's going on. I can tell you this much: that's cap. I done been around people that they called Al Heyman on the phone, told me don't say nothing. He know what's going on. So, I don't know what's in the comment section at Fight Hype, because I don't know yet. But no, I'm just saying. I just felt that mighty strange, like I said, when everybody was trying to play the super militant, power to the people card with Terence Crawford being with Top Rank, but then Errol Spence still ain't addressed Jerry Jones being at that Jim Crow rally. He ain't said nothing. And then none of his butt boy stance have said nothing either. So why should we respect those dudes? If you're gonna try to take that pro-black militant power to the people stance, you gotta have that from all angles. If you're gonna have that pro-black power to the people stance, you need to be said, hey, I just want to ask the PBC, why are you denying some of our brothers, access to cover these fights? But they don't say nothing. And then I laugh at the fact that you got dudes that'll sit up here and, like, for real, man, it's some of these dudes on here, I really wish I never would have met them, because they really truly showed that they ain't men and they don't act like men. For people to get an attitude because you didn't want to be an Errol Spence apologist and a Terence Crawford hater and literally getting an attitude with you like a chick on their period, that shit says a lot about them. That really says a lot about their mental psyche. And that's what I was saying yesterday. I really am thinking about trying to get a GoFundMe and raise like $200,000 or $300,000 and basically try to pay to get some of these Errol Spence fanboys like some therapy, because a lot of them seem to need therapy because they seem to have lost their damn minds. And then over the past few weeks, you didn't heard every excuse in the book. Instead, they said, a lot of them said, oh, if Terence Crawford wins, I'm going to give him his just due. But then you didn't heard everything about he was weight drained. Errol Spence, that is weight drained. Terence Crawford was on PEDs. Terence Crawford had loaded gloves. Terence Crawford stacked his hand wrap. Every type of excuse in the damn book to discredit Terence Crawford, but then they turn around and say they wouldn't go discredit Terence Crawford, but then they try to discredit Terence Crawford. At the end of the day, all that came down to it was Terence Crawford was the better prepared fighter. He studied Errol Spence. He knew how to fight him. He knew how to beat him. And that's all it came down to. Because I promise you, had Errol Spence won, you wouldn't be hearing none of this weight drain stuff, none of this none of this stuff. These people would have been demanded that you give Errol Spence his props. But what happened is the wrong guy won. And that's all that happened. The wrong guy won. So now the Errol Spence butt boys, they don't have nowhere to go. So due to the fact that Errol Spence got the brakes beat out of him, and got the salty fried chicken beat out of them, they got to find a new dude to latch on to. They got to be steady. So now it's Boots. Now, not taking away anything from Boots and his father Bonzi, because Boots is on my channel. Boots is a solid dude. But me, my own personal opinion, if he gets to fight Terence Crawford, fine. If he doesn't, fine. At the end of the day, Terence Crawford has earned the right. Because people love to say, well, Canelo's earned the right to fight who he wants to fight. Canelo ain't never been a two weight class undisputed champion, but people say he's earned the right to fight who he wants to fight, which to me, that's questionable. But like I said before, these pro-black Negroes don't say nothing about Canelo. But they always got Terence Crawford's name in their mouth. And I told these goofballs, and it's a few dudes in particular, I had to tell these goofballs. Like I said, I'm going to say this again to some of them dudes, and you know who you is, dude. You see I'm still posting stuff. You see I'm still making these videos, nigga. Nobody's scared of you, nigga. For real. Like, where'd you get that idea? So, this is the thing with Boots. Boots is 25, 20. Listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If Boots wants to go directly into a fight with Terence Crawford, it's going to be the black version of Floyd versus Canelo. Except Boots might get stopped. And I'm just keeping it honest. I don't think Boots is ready for Terence Crawford. And I know his team has said he ready. Listen, it's the difference between fighting Villa and then fighting Terence Crawford, the best fighter on the planet. Terence Crawford is the undeniable, undisputed best fighter on the planet. Well, okay, Chase, listen. We all know that Floyd, like I say, thrives for attention. That's just utterly ridiculous to say that Errol Spence should be fighting at one. Okay, let's be completely honest with you. Errol Spence, there's a cloud of suspicion on how Errol Spence would fare at the full-fledged 154. He would have to be matched up with certain fighters. Like I said, he might could pull it off with Jose Benavidez Jr. He might could pull it off in a rematch with Danny Garcia. But you have to wonder how would he do, even though dude got knocked out, you still would have to wonder how would he do against Fundora? How would he do against Brian Mendoza? How would he do against those type of dudes? Then you talking about him going up to 160. Man, I'm gonna tell you, 160 got some serious punchers at 160. So you have to wonder how would he fare at 160. Okay, so let me ask you this. This is real talk. Do anybody believe that Errol Spence, even though dude did had like almost pretty much a 2-year layoff, do anybody believe that that Errol Spence could beat Jamal Charlo? So you would still have to have a soft touch for Errol Spence. You would have to carefully maneuver him. But that's what the PBC is all about doing. They about carefully maneuvering their fighters. That's why they don't like to make outside fights. They got a good marketing machine, but then here's the thing. How come every time they make outside fights, they usually end up on the losing end? And nobody wants to have that conversation. And that's why I was laughing when people were sitting up saying, oh, well, Errol Spence has fought to better competition. And, he's this, pay-per-view star. First of all, you ain't no damn pay-per-view star if you selling only 200,000 pay-per-views, allegedly. Now, a lot of people are sitting up here talking about the numbers for Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Some people say that the fight did better, that they're undervaluing and underselling the match. Look, everybody was talking about that fight. I think it did better than what they're letting us believe, because I think for the most part, I just think Al Heyman don't want Errol Spence to fight Terence Crawford again, because I think he still could, if depending on, I think still deep down inside, I think he still think he could find a way if he carefully matches Errol Spence, and then it also depends on what happens with Charlo and Canelo, that he still could possibly sell a Errol Spence Canelo fight. But it just really depends on how Canelo looks, how Charlo looks. At the end of the day, let's just keep it a buck. Errol Spence got the hell beat out of him by Terence Crawford, and people just don't want to accept the truth. So, people don't want to accept the truth. But I'm going to keep making y'all accept the truth, and I'm going to keep coming with this heat. I've been exposed to these dudes. I've been exposed to these dudes for years about the PBC and about Errol Spence. I looked at Errol Spence. I knew, like I said, I knew Errol Spence 5 years ago couldn't beat Terence Crawford. I knew it was going to be a matchup nightmare. Now, if you would have told me that Terence Crawford was going to blow through Errol Spence the way he did, I would be shocked. But I always had Terence Crawford. I thought it would be a little more competitive. I thought, like I said, I thought Terence Crawford would get like a 9th or 10th rail stoppage, but I thought it would be probably, I thought maybe Errol Spence would win the first 2 or 3 rounds. And then I had Terence Crawford basically starting to find his rhythm and just start breaking Errol Spence down and picking him apart. But it was pretty much an onslaught from beginning to end. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. Unfortunately, PBC's 2 biggest stars went down. And Errol Spence was supposed to be that guy. Listen, Al really did not want Errol Spence to fight Terence Crawford. I think it's because of Showtime pressuring them to make that fight. And then I think to a certain degree, Errol Spence had to make that fight because he was looking bad. Now, you had a lot of people pushing this agenda, lying on Terence Crawford, said that Terence Crawford was avoiding the fight, which was a damn lie. He didn't back out of that fight. Dudes like dudes like Black Dr. Evil, they was lying, and a couple of other dudes was lying about the stuff. Fred was lying, all them dudes was lying. Terence Crawford didn't back out of the fight. They was stalling Terence Crawford. They got Errol Spence and his team got caught in a lie. And then people was taking tweets and running with it, talking about he feel like he got played. Well, first of all, the only person that he was referred to had to be Al Heyman. But you had people, some of these dudes I'm cool with, taking headlines or misinterpreting people's words and purposely misinterpreting and twisting people's words to get it, basically to get clickbait videos. Oh, Errol Spence says that Terence Crawford played him. And he never said it was Terence Crawford. He was talking about Al Heyman because there were some internal things going on with him and Al Heyman. And that's why Errol Spence hired like some new management team and all this kind of stuff. Like I said before, ask yourself this. And this is fact. That dude got way too much control. He make them sign non-confidential agreements, non-confidential NDA agreements, basically where you can't go in on him and talk about him, and then he just have too much control. And then some people is cool with that. These are grown men. I know for a fact. Behind the scenes, people was talking about, oh yeah, I'm just waiting for so and so to approve this deal so and so can, you know, look into other endeavors. And I ain't gonna say who it is. Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and then I gotta and I'm finna shut it down. Tank ain't fighting Terence Crawford. Tank is just sitting up there doing some temporary clout chasing. Tank ain't fighting Terence Crawford. Al Heyman ain't gonna put Tank in the ring with Terence Crawford. It's clout chasing. All this stuff about Tank will knock Terence Crawford out. Tank will get hurt. He'll get hurt really bad. And when I say he'll get hurt really bad, he ain't beating no Terence Crawford. But anyway, you guys, appreciate you. I'll be back with more. I'm out.